Hey, Soul Tribe. Happy new moon. I'm KamalaDevi, and I wanted to share with you a gift, actually. This is also an announcement video. I've got an exciting new project and wanted you to come away with something that you can use that's really practical, as well as kind of kicking off a new series of love leadership live streams. So as you know, I'm in a deep career coven with other sexual healers and tantrikas and sex and relationship coaches. And this is one I'm going to impart to you right now, a tool that we recently have been using um, a lot. And I think it's very valuable and I want you to experience it. And then afterwards, I'd love to, just invite you into a series of conversations with the various priestesses and priestesses that are coming in, that in that circle have wisdom to share on all kinds of topics like, sex magic um, and ceremonies and self-pleasure and raising one's own vibration. So there's a whole range of topics, and I really want to encourage also some interaction from you, which is, what would you like to hear about? What would what questions do you have, not just in sex and spirituality, but also in relationship and magic and ritual and anything else that's near and dear to your heart. So with that announcement and all the details that I'm going to post below, I wanted to give you a very precious tool that you can use, especially in times like difficult times. I don't want to assume that you're in a challenging time, but I'd say collectively, culture is really, there's a lot of collective trauma and challenge and breakdown. And this is a tool to use in any difficult conversation. And I also just want to name, I'm in a deep process myself, and I'm using this tool. That process is one of accountability, of reckoning, of cleaning up and making amends if there's anybody that I've hurt. And as I'm having those conversations, it's really helpful to say these three things. One, here's what worked. Here's what drew us together in the beginning. Here's what I'm really appreciating or grateful for. Just here's what worked. Here's what doesn't work. This is where we're out, or we've broken down, or the pattern that's not helpful, or what is it about the situation that is really not meeting needs. And once that's laid out, then we can start to vision part 3, which is, here's what I really want. Like, this is what I'm standing for. This is what I know is possible. This is what I would like to create. Even if it's not with you, it's like, this is what I'm creating in the world. And, what I really want sometimes is enrolling people to step it up and let's improve. And sometimes it's like, let's take space. Let's perhaps, intentionally uncouple or get closure. Maybe it's a resignation. Maybe it's a sabbatical. There's lots of ways that could go. And I'm just saying that it's not always like, here's what I want, here's the highest good. Let's, that sometimes it is time to take space. So here, what's working, what's not working, and what I really want as a framework for difficult conversations can be something that you do, on your journal on the page, but it's something you can also do in dialogue back and forth. Like, I come to a lot of conscious relationships with a lot of, past and present clients and participants. And it's like, here's what works for me. How about you? And what doesn't work? And let's dialogue, create a dialectic, have deeper understanding. So it's not just one way. And sometimes, as in the case of like, hey, I'm taking space, it's not a dialogue. It's a one-way letter, or it's a sometimes with closure. And sometimes you can't get this kind of closure, this conversation with someone, but doing it in your journal can be really helpful. especially in the cases of people who've crossed over. So I hope you take that to heart and try it on. It's a clearing conversation that I learned when I was just being initiated as a coach. So I want to shout out to Greg Klomenzer, who is was my Zen coach at the time. And it's something that I've used now for like nearly 20 years in so many situations. And, I hope to hear how it works for you. All right, I look forward to an ongoing connection more soon. Blessings.